Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to Oregairu. It is episode 11, and you know what to do, as always. If you want to see the reaction itself, just go down into my descriptions, follow the links, replace the circumflex dot parts with real dots, and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear my thoughts about this episode. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. And once again, I said I missed the parenthesis part. Well, I really have to think about it because it is a very uncommon word for me. Sorry. So I'm just... Oh, that was a good pic. I should have taken that. Oh, so I could take that picture. Just searching for a cool picture for this review. So, I mean, there's a lot that happened this time. Oh, that's a good one. I take that. We have multiple stories here. We have the story of Ibina, the whole play that she created. In the beginning with the baobabs, who are small and grow in size. I'm not completely sure what she's referring to, but I guess I will not speculate too much about that. It seemed to have been a very, very successful play, however. So you could see it in the audience. All the girls were sniffing, were about to cry. So it was very well done. The two actors did very good, no question there. And they, as it seems, did not clearly say what it was about, but the usage of words in different meanings so that you can yourself think about what it means and put in stuff was very well done. Especially those last sentence. I'm not completely sure, but as I said, maybe I don't really want to know. It was very well done. I like it, and it's a little bit of comedy in this, which is cool, which is needed. And her reaction, Ibina's reaction, was the best. So, I mean, in the end, she kind of made that for herself. So, I guess she was happy. You can just hope that they recorded it, so she can watch it again and again whenever she feels like. So that's the one story there. Nicely done, as I say. Then we have, I would say in general, the story evolving around Sagami. So I talked about that in the last discussion already, and in the beginning of this reaction. I think Sagami realized more and more that there are things, or were things happening which were not so good. So there are two layers there. The one is that the work was not done by her as it should have been. Instead, it was Yuki doing it, and very much Hiki as well. And all the others, while she and her closer friends just, were there as like, how to say it, like the front piece. And this is where this goes into the second problem of hers. So she was just the face. Others are working, and she's just the face in front, stating to be the chairman, the one that, or in this case, chairwoman, the one who is responsible for all of this. So, I know this from the industry, from work, from when you create stuff as well. There happens to be the face of the group, which is not necessarily the person doing the most, but he or she is the one selling it. So in the meaning not about money, but about selling what you did to the audience, to the people. Doing the drum roll, doing the commercial. The face is about convincing the people that what you have is really good, or even better than it is. So I guess the fact that she went in front of the audience failed, and she really, really struggled there. Although I have to give it to her that she pushed it through. She did not run away or anything like that, But it really was not nice. So you could see it in the change. They did that pretty good in the change from the dancing and the singing and the president who like invited everyone, and they were all like, yay, singing and had fun, and And then there was a change, and it was Sagami on the stage alone. Nothing around, just an empty stage, just her in the middle of it, in the light, very small. So that was all very cleverly done. Then she dropped the paper, she stumbled over her words, she was not very good to hear. They did not even, the series did not even give her the camera moment We could hear her talk in the background while Hiki and Yuki were talking about stuff. So all of this shows that she felt lost there, and possibly was. So the job as a face, she didn't do either. And I think she realized that very, very much. And this is why this episode ended with her alone in the bathroom, hiding inside one of the cabins, not wanting to go out and thinking to herself, really doubting herself. That is a hard moment. As I said in the last discussion, yes, she did make mistakes, and possibly in this episode as well, although they are not all to blame on her. But she is right now about to crumble, and that's the thing. The question is, what will come out of this for her? What will her reactions be? It might be that she gets out of this as a stronger person, learning something about herself, realizing some important things about herself that you need others to work with, but you kind of have to be a leader and you have to involve in it. So it's leading by example is not without a reason. You can be a leader by just telling, but you really have to be charismatic to do that. Or, and that is most cases a better leader, you're a leader by example. You work as well. The people see you're working your ass off and are the leader of the group and try to help the others as well. That's how you get respect. That's why people would say, this is our leader. She is really doing what she's saying. She's standing by her word. So that would be the nice way if she realized it. What might happen, on the other hand, is that she's really crumbling. You know, she jumped in this position more out of like, I would like to be in the center. I would like to be seen. And it was said that she is good at promoting stuff. And now she wasn't in front of a crowd. So that might destroy her in many ways. You know, she was in the front of so many people, hundreds of them, and she crumbled. If her insecurity now gets the worse, you know, she really is doubting herself more and more, there will be people snickering in the classrooms, on the floors, and she will only hear the negative stuff. That might destroy this girl for quite a while. So the question is where we are going, and if or if not someone is helping her there. Which, by the way, would be, I don't know, someone like Hayama for sure would, if he realized it. It would be interesting if it would be Hiki, because she isn't right now on the way to becoming a loner, in a very strange kind of way. So that's another story here in this episode. And then we have this story about Yuki, Yui, and Hiki, as it should be, you know, the major players. So they visit her. I think, I really thought she was still living with her parents, and we haven't seen them. So I'm not sure about this place, this flat. Is this her own? Is she living on her own already? Or is it where her parents are living as well? Because, I mean, he's a very famous politician, as it seems, and she, her mother, is, as I got it, very influential as well, very powerful. So, although this flat looked good and was nicely done in the meaning of the interior, I would have guessed more. So it seems more like it is her flat, Yuki's flat, and her parents have I guess, their own house. Or, I mean, if they would have gone on top of this building and they would have had like the highest floor for themselves, you know, or on top of the building, this apartment which is there. I know there's a word for it, sorry, I just don't remember it now. That would have been fitting. I would have been like, yeah, okay, so they're rich, they're wealthy, important, so. But this one flat, although it was a good one, felt more like it was hers. Just, I bought my daughter a flat, or I rented, you know, because I can afford it. That kind of way. It is not really clear to me why she was at home. It might really have been that she worked too much and burned out there. I'm not sure. I mentioned it already. I liked the fact when she handed over tea that she had normal small tea or coffee cups for visitors, but she has her very own mug, which I can completely understand because I have multiple of those. So And the mug was in violet or purple, depending on what you call it. Which was the color that she seems to like quite a lot. And there was something on it, but I couldn't see it properly. There was a symbol or maybe an animal on it or something, which could be referring to the stuff we know about her, that she kind of likes furry animals. So small details there. I like it. And they got in because Hiki was being himself, shut up and opened the door. Okay. They talked about the fact that you have to rely on each other, and there we see again these different approaches. So Yui being this incredibly positive and dreaming girl, you know, of you have to rely on each other, friendship is magic, and all this stuff. And Hiki is like, no, if you rely on others, that you are dependent. We had that already in the past. It's a dangerous thing, so you shouldn't do. And after all his comments, Yui's like, yeah, whatever, rely on us. And she did not say on me. She said on us. Yui said to Yuki, rely on us, rely on me and on Hiki. She just talked for him. I was a bit surprised he did not mention that or comment that she just invited him in without him asking, without asking him. So that was it is a gesture. It is between friends. It is I will be there for you moment. Which is always I guess we all had this in the past, that we in one situation or another said something like that to a friend or to a relative or someone, and we said whatever is happening, you know, this complete whatever, you can rely on me. Or I had that with ex-partners of mine, where I said, even when we ended the relationship, I said, when there is ever any real trouble, you're in really, really big trouble and you need a place to stay, you can come over. And it is hard. That is a promise, because you are judged on your promises and how you keep them. That is a promise which is hard to keep sometimes. Or if you say, I will be there for you, stuff like that, you know? The promise is more neither an easy one to make. It is a sincerely done promise, but you never know how life is changing over the years, you know? It might be 10 or 20 years later, and this person you had no contact to is standing at the front of your door and said, hey, you remember like 20 years ago you told me I will be there for you? Yeah, now. And you're like, what the heck? That's the question. I really think I would honor these pledges. I only did it to some people, and I really thought about before doing it. I kind of ended on a good note with most of them. Some of them I still know, but there are some I really don't like anymore, but I still would do it, you know? But that's the question. So by saying something like, we will be there for you whenever you need us, that's a big pledge. And we see that Yuki reacted to it later on by putting her hand on Yui. In this, I'm not sure, this was a very weird gesture. I cannot even do it. Like this touching, but not really touching, not all fingers on, like she stopped midway. And then Yui grabbed her hand, so it really felt like Yuki was not completely sure about it, and Yui kind of comforted her there and agreed, you are allowed to touch there. You can come into my personal space, something like that. So there is a strange bonding moment, and Yuki even said, and that might be foreshadowing, I can't right now, but maybe I will rely on not maybe, I will rely on you later on. I guess it's kind of foreshadowing. We will see. I'm kind of afraid this is going to be into this direction of both being interested in Hiki, and then the rely on is that she doesn't go with Hiki or stuff like that, which I really don't need. We will see. Whatever. Hiki was great in this moment by saying, yeah, okay, have fun, I give you this moment, bye. And just left. And he just left the two girls there. Which was, it was like a tiny hint of, girls, there's more between you? I'm not sure if he was aiming towards those two girls getting together in the meaning of having a relationship or stuff, but at least he was like, you two are close in a different kind of way from Hickey, who always tries to keep his distance. So he just left them. He made a comment and he closed the door. You can't undo this. In this moment, you're sitting there and are like, oh, did he misunderstand us or did he not? And they spend an evening. And I really doubt what Yui said, that they just had something to eat and watch the movie. But even then, that is kind of like, either friends or date. Both of this is possible. And I'm pretty sure they talked about some stuff. They should be. We are all fools. Let us dance and sing. Although it is a stupid theme for cultural festival, I kind of like it because it is a true one. I mean, the ones before were sugar coated very often. Many of them like friendship and we all help each other out, which was what Hickey was pointing at so massively, and there was a mean moment because he slapped it in everyone's face and thus becoming the enemy of everyone, and they bonded. Very well realized by Haruno there. Was it Haruno? I think so. But the others, like, I mean, they all felt like that. All of those were like very positive, but not real. It's like, it would be like, class of 2019. We are all friends here. No, we're not. Sorry. If you take, that's a typical statement of a class or even of a whole school, finishing the year of school or of university, whatever, and class of we are all friends. No, it's impossible. Sorry. At least some are neutral. Possibly there are many who don't like each other. So this is just a lie. While we are all fools is kind of true. So let's dance and sing like stupid but having fun. That is an honest thing. I like it. It was a good idea. Although it's strange. I had that. Oh yeah, Yui. So the last scene was Hickey and Yui sitting on this table there in the reception area. I don't know about that. It's a strange thing because Hickey, some of you pointed it out very, very nicely for the last episode, or second last, I think it was second, I'm not sure, that when they were out on this date, at the end, there was this phone ringing, and I did not completely realize it. So I thought, okay, mother is calling, and she answered. But that isn't true. She did not answer. She ignored it, and Hickey pointed out that her phone is ringing and she should answer. So Hickey kind of forced her to end her monologue, which was going towards that she likes him and would kind of have, I guess, like a relationship. So he forced a stop there. Which I did not realize properly. Very well done from those of you who did. So he is the one like trying to keep his distance, although he's on the other hand acting in ways that get them closer again. So there's mixed messages from him, and I think it is this typical thing of he really likes her and possibly really somehow would like something like a relationship, but then he learned to be the loner and he is talking himself into being a loner and is like, whenever anyone is coming close, I may get hurt. So actively he tries to push by thinking, by what he does consciously, but what he does subconsciously is a different thing. And Yui did not give up, and I really like that. I really like her. So she stated, although it was not towards that, but more about other stuff, but I think it was a clear message. If someone is not, I'm not waiting. I will only wait for a specific time that someone tries, that someone acts. And Hiki was, okay, and then it's over. So he's like, okay, I'm out. And I really like that, is like, no, then I will go after this person. And that is, I like it. I really do. I mean, why not? If you are interested, go for it. That's it. So they have this moment there. She says that in the beginning, so that is like a warning flag coming towards him, and he's like, okay. And then we have the scene with the cake. I thought she made it, so I kind of was like, okay, that's a good cake because she made it, and the last cookies were like charcoal. So no, but she bought it, and he once again tried to get out of everything, like paying half of it. And she turned that around so cleverly. You really underestimate how clever she can be. I mean, if she's in this group of 3, Yuki is, in my opinion, possibly the cleverest of them all. Hiki is close by, and it always feels like Yui is, she's a nice girl. The nice wording of saying she's not as clever as the others. She's not stupid, but she's not on that incredibly high level of those two. But then there are those moments with the cake and other stuff like that, where she really turns that around on you because you underestimate her. And she's like, no, I paid this one. You will invite me to another one at this place at this time. I will be wearing that. You will be wearing a tuxedo. Kind of felt like that. She set up a date instantly, and he was completely run over. Like, what just happened? How the heck? Is this a date? No, I don't want to. And he turned it a bit like, I really don't want. Can we do something else? But he is in the trap already, because by saying, can we do something else, he already agreed. So and you could see it, she was kind of smiling. She was there, okay, that's it. Hook and sink. Nicely done. I really like it. So, a good episode, a lot of different storylines in it, a lot of different plots in it. And they're all evolving, so I look forward to the next episode to see what is coming out of Sagami's problem, because I feel for her, as I said. The relationship between Yui and Hiki will possibly still need some episodes to really go into a direction, but it's cool. And that's it from me this time. So, until the next time, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. And until then, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.